What is up, boys and girls? It's your boy Snoop. I'm back at it. You already know, man. Thank you to everybody tuned in to the last video. We're slowly but surely picking up traction. I enjoy making these type of videos. Not where I'm not, you know, encouraging or praising. Being put away. Instead, trying to show you guys, hey, there's a different route. And someone asked me the other day, what was the biggest thing that you learned, while being in there. And right off the top, I learned a lot about myself. Um, I I would see people that I didn't want to be like in there. You know, um, One thing just kind of off topic, and again, I'm kind of contradicting myself because I said I don't want to talk about what goes on in there, but God forbid you guys ever do have to go in there. If you do, don't just sit around watching TV like everybody else. Try to get into programs, man. I wasn't in the program myself. Um, I had already had my college, or excuse me, my high school degree. Um, what I did was I signed up for the workers is what they call them, pretty much trustees, in the kitchen, you know. And right there, I got my food handler's card. They taught me how to cook, how to prep stuff, how to manage food the right way, handle food the right way. Um, and now I'm using that in the real world, which is badass, So take advantage, man. Take advantage. God forbid, like I said, you ever have to go in there. But if you do, don't just go in there and just do your time wrong. Do your time right. Work out. Work out. Read, man. Educate yourself. And when you get out, remember, it's gonna be tough. It's still tough for me even a year later, post release. Um, but don't give up, man. Don't give up. Another question someone asked me was if I was ever scared while inside. Um, I can honestly say no. I was more kind of overwhelmed and surprised of, damn, like you would think there's not much going on in there, but behind the scenes, there's a lot going on, and I tripped out on that. The first time I seen someone get beat up or put hands on, whatever you want to call it. It was for something petty too. I was like, damn, like this is for real. You know, was I scared? No, but I was really, just kind of taking notes. Like, okay, I probably shouldn't do what that guy did. you know, um, I can honestly say I never. I, I don't really want to get into it, but yeah, I never really was scared. I was more, at awe and like, wow, like this is what you guys got going on. But anyway, let's not talk about all that too much. Like I said, I'm shooting from the hip, guys, so please bear with me. And I'm answering you guys' questions at the same time. Um, one thing, one thing as well, when you get out, don't be that guy that lets everybody know, oh, I just got out. Like, trust me, no one thinks it's cool. No one thinks it's cool. No one's gonna give you a cookie. No one's gonna give you nothing. But ugly look, and they're not gonna want to mess with you. Um, but that doesn't mean you should let that get to you. You know, if anything, that should be an inspiration. You know, I like to say when a door closes, a window opens. And those of you from that are from the neighborhood know, you know, know what time it is. Even though that wasn't my get down, but you guys understand it. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and you know, try to make this kind of short, under 10 minutes. What else, man? What else? What else do we have? Yeah, like I said, guys, I know in prison they have a lot of trades. Like you could learn how to weld and stuff like that. Hey, man, jump on it, guys. Trust me, there's nothing worse than sitting in a cell all day long. At least when I was, you know, a trustee, working the ODR. Those of you that don't know, that's officer dining room. I was cooking for the deputies themselves, you know, so I was eating good, you know. So not only are you getting out, you know, not stuck in a cell or whatever in a dorm, whatever it may be. Sometimes we were in cells, sometimes we were in dorms. Anyway, it's much better than being just stuck there, you know. You're, I can honestly say, you know, my time went by much quicker once I started um, work in the kitchen. Um, and at the same time, it's kind of cool because you get to conversate with these guys, you know, with the deputies, the COs, whatever you want to call them. They're not COs over here; they're actual sheriff deputies. Um, and you realize like a lot of these guys are just like us, you know, they're regular people. They just their job just happens to be to catch quote unquote bad guys. um, Now, I'm not gonna say there wasn't the fair share of dudes, deputies that you know looked at me like I was a scumbag, which I hate that, dude. I absolutely hate that. But at the same time, I have a love hate relationship with that because you know, just looking at me, you know, I'm bald head. I have a natural mean mug, you know. A lot of excuse that. A lot of people someone get intimidated by me just by my looks, and it's crazy because all it takes is for me to speak, and once they would hear me speak, they would kind of, you know, the tenseness would go away. Like, oh, this guy, you know, he has, you know, well spoken, polite guy, and it always throw them off. I love that. I love that. And even before, you know, I even went inside, just being out on the street, you know, there'll be elderly white lady, let's just say. I'm sorry, you know, yeah, I said white lady. Those of you that know what I'm talking about. Um, she might be holding on to her purse and this and that. You know, at the Stater Brothers or whatever. And this is just a scenario. Um, and you know, she may be struggling to put her groceries into you know her car, and there I go walk up. Hey man, do you need any help? Would you like any help? Would you like any assistance? And then you know people's perspective changes just like that, just by communication. Communication, man. Another thing, communication is key. But honestly, I don't know where I'm going with this video. I'm trying to just spread positivity and spread the message that you can be more than that quote unquote criminal felon. You can be whoever you want, man, as long as you put your time into it and you're not scared of failure. Like I said in my last video, you're gonna fail. It happens. You know, it happens to the best of us. But don't be afraid of failure. You know, uh, there's no risk with, or excuse me, there's no reward without risk, right? So keep that in mind. And also, I wanted to let you guys know anybody that's going through it, and it's just not for people that um, have been incarcerated. Anybody, man. I myself, I have, I have my issues. I'm not gonna put all my, my info out here. Why is the phone ringing so much? Anyway, but feel free to reach out to me. Feel free. I am always here to lend an ear. Um, no rhyme intended. You guys can reach out to me at 4700 underscore, or excuse me, 4700 BLOCK underscore Snoops. So that's 4700 block underscore Snoops. Go ahead, uh, request me. Uh, Make sure to send me a DM letting me know that you're from YouTube, and hey, I just need to be heard right now, and I'll be there to hear. I'll be there, and if I can't guide you, I will point you in the right direction. At least try my best to point you in the right direction. With that being said, guys, I know this video is kind of all over the place. I can't go live right now, so it's a little frustrating. But hopefully, we can help some people out, man. Because I think this is what this channel is going to be all about. It's helping people out, regardless. Like I said, whether you've been incarcerated or not. We all go through it, especially as men. Don't bottle it in. Bottle it in. Speak out. Speak out. And I'm here to listen. So you guys have my information. I'll make sure to put it in the description. Um, 4700 block underscore Snoops on Instagram. Add that, man. If you're ever going through emotion, hit me up, man. So with that being said, be proactive, not reactive. It's your boy Snoop, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Love you guys.